So I said to this guy, I was like, listen, because this is where I'm at. All these Gentiles, all these heathens, all these nations want to come against me, come against us, come against the Father, our Elohim. And they always want to tell us, oh, Shem is this and Ham is that. And finally, the Father said, just say this. I said, okay. He said, just say, hey, you need to, it may be better if you deal with Japhet. You concern yourself with Japhet.
Right.
And what's going to happen to Japhet and his descendants. Right. Don't worry about Ham. Don't worry about Shem. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's none of your business. Your business is Japhet.
Exactly.
Again, gloss over Japhet. Everybody want to be Shem, or they want everybody to be Ham. They either want everyone to be Ham and then be Shem, but nobody wants to be Japhet. Nobody want to talk about Japhet. Japhet. Nobody. Crickets. So when we begin to sharpen our double-edged sword and use it and wield it righteously, these are the questions that need to be asked. Poignant. They are indicative questions that begs the answer. And it's going to shut their mouths. Because they have built their whole premise on being someone that they're not.
Right. And
telling us to be someone that we're not.
Exactly.
And at the end of the day, telling us who we are. How can I tell you who you are? By what right do I have to tell you who you are? That's the same premise of the trans people. They tell me, or they tell the world, don't tell me who I am. And the world's going, oh, well, we can't say nothing about that. We need to, these are good people. They need to do this. They need to do that. But yet when we say, hey, we are of Israel, they got problems. That's why everybody want to be Judah. Nobody wants to be Israel. Or yet, everyone want to be Israel, but don't nobody know what tribe they from. Oh, I can tell you I'm from Judah. How do you know this? It's in my spirit. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But what about Israel? Well, Judah's Israel. No. Israel is Israel. Judah is Judah. Tell me what tribe you're from. It's the same question and point that I ask these brothers and sisters who say we're only from Africa. What nation are we from in Africa? Stop with the Africa madness, because Africa is a continent. It's just like they go, well, you're American. Yeah, but I'm from Maryland. That's where I grew up. I'm not American that I grew up in South Dakota or Illinois or Florida or Louisiana or Mississippi. No. Because even within America, we all have our own hierarchy of states. So where in Africa are you from? You can use that same logic in Europe, because those are all nation states, right? So I'm from France. Well, if you're from France, if you're from a borough in France, then you are French, right? A small country, therefore you are French, you are German, you are English. But when you get into continents, they want to say, well, you're African American. Well, wait, where in America are you from? And where in Africa do you say we're from? See, that's the hiccup. This is where they didn't think it through all the way. This is why they are a foolish nation. because they are so full of tomfoolery that they had us. This is the joke. They had us acting like Thomas of foolery when they are the kings of tomfoolery.
Right.
The kings of it. That's why now, you know, we're moving so fast into, you know, what's that? It's a Steve Miller Band. You know, time keeps slipping into the future. This is where we are. This is the Negroes slipping into the future, but not without acknowledging and understanding our past. Exactly. Not without repenting for our past.
Exactly.
And our forefathers' past. This is where.
This
is why you know who's who at this time, because the Gentiles and the Ishas and the Indos and the Germans will never repent for what their forefathers have done. Mm-hmm. Never. That's written. That's scripture. Well, I didn't own no slaves. Well, it doesn't matter whether you did or didn't. Did you benefit? Well, I didn't benefit. I didn't get it. Yeah, okay. All right. So you still don't want to acknowledge what your forefathers have done. You call yourself white. You say everybody's either white or black. So if you're white, then that will put you in the same category as the white people of the past who's done something wrong. Oh, no. Well, you put us you put us in the same classification of people in our past. Same classification. Because if you didn't, we wouldn't be still considered slaves. You would have acknowledged slavery as a wrong and fixed it, just like you did with the Japanese, just like you did with the Ishas, just like you did, and still doing with the Ishas, just like you did with those Siberian people.
Exactly.
Even though all that is tomfoolery and trickery,
yes.
High trickery,
yes.
High sorcery,
yes,
straight bamboozlement.
Mm-hmm.
But this is why things have come full circle. This is why brothers and sisters are out here. Like, we were hard in this walk, still are, but we were hard in these scriptures.
Exactly.
We sat back and went so hard in these scriptures because we wanted to know the truth of the scriptures. I mean, we will never know the truth until the kingdom comes. The absolute truth until the kingdom comes. But we sought after the truth. We sought after Yahusha. We sought after Yahuwah, yes, our Elohim.
Yes.
And we've been rewarded for that. And the converse can be said for them. They didn't even seek after their Jesus. They didn't even seek after their Pope. They dismissed their Jesus. They dismissed their Pope. Why? Because they were riding high in the friendly sky. Now all of a sudden, all hell is breaking loose spiritually on them. We have come into the spiritual warfare that has been written about. This spiritual warfare is something that is intuitive. It's innate. There was always going to come a point where you were going to have to battle psychologically your own self. I mean, isn't that what we do every day? We have to psychologically deal with our own actions. Exactly. However, the nations never did. They never had to deal. I mean, think about it. You could drop two atomic bombs, and never have to deal with no recompense. Never. You can drop some paper, some green paper on these people and let them live lavishly, but not too lavishly, but they could live lavishly, but they never really dealt with how evil, the atrocity in that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
They never dealt with that. Just like they never dealt with slavery. But they dealt with that Holocaust. They dealt with their Holocaust. And listen, whether it is or is not, it doesn't even matter. Because they dealt with it. They haven't dealt with anything else. any other atrocity that they put forth, they've never dealt with it. But they'll tell you, well, we gave money, we gave land. That's the point. You don't have
took our land and gave it away to other nations.
You shouldn't have done it in the first place. And then because you did it, you think that because you can get the money and keep the reward, the land, the people, the money, that you're doing something, that you've repented without even acknowledging what you've done. The horror in it. It's just like now, where is Ish? They, like I said, they are the highest per capita. They are shot up with this booster. They boosted up.
Wow.
They tranquilized up. They poisoned up. Now, here's the question that begs an answer. If they are the people of the book, if they are God's, if they are Elohim's chosen people, why would they think it necessary to be boosted up? Wouldn't they have just prayed that plague away? Wouldn't they have just went to their Elohim, their God, and said, let this cup pass me and your people? And again, this ain't chastising them, even though it could be. But it ain't really about them. It's about us. The proving grounds, if you will, the court, the documentation, the validation has to be shown, has to be laid forth. It's got to be laid out so that the truth can be evident, so that people can make a decision.
Right.
And Ish is a big part of that. But they ain't really, they are really of no consequence to our walk. But they have to be exposed. That's what he said, 2939, Revelation 2939. They have to be exposed, just like the rest of them. But they got to be exposed first. That's why they quiet. Because again, why do you think how are you so scared of a plague that you didn't even confer with your God? Chosen people. You got the fear. You had all these people so scared that the first thing that they thought of, well, that's what Paul said, I will give you over to a reprobate spirit. So everything that happened to us can happen to them, or has and is and will happen to them, because they were in such fear that he gave them over to a reprobate spirit. Why? Because they had to be exposed. This world that we live in is quickly imploding. And it's imploding in a spiritual way. They're so fearful, they're so scaredy cats, because they'll go, oh, World War III. Okay, so be it. What you gonna do about it? It was already ordained. I mean, it's because when I first getting into this, one of the things that I read, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Pardon me. One of the things that I read that really stuck with me in terms of prophecy was Albert Pike, right? Albert Pike. I'm sure many of us know who this degenerate, Caucasoid, Bama heathen is, or was.
Wicked man upon the face of the earth.
But he wrote about the world wars. I'm trying to let's see his old cantankerous. whack-looking, degenerate stuff. You know, he's probably stink. And that's the other thing. These people were not. These people are not clean. That's another spiritual situation, that you can look like you're clean on the outside, but you're not clean on the inside. So when they were coming into their blessing, they would be filthy, stank, maggots. I was here, like the wigs that they would wear would be full of maggots. They would put it on, they didn't care, they wouldn't clean, they wouldn't wash, and yet they were sophisticated. They were sophisticated, and yet we were the savages, as we were always cleaning our stuff, always trying to be clean, although our actions were filthy. We had to go down for that, and we did. And it would only make sense that people would say, you know what, these people have gone through hell and back, and look at them now. These people there must be something with these people. The logic is that these people have come from nothing to something, and they strong as hell today. And somehow a God, in their mind, I'm speaking Gentilese, a God is blessing them, or has blessed them, because we put them down. That's like that degenerate was saying on his little social media thing. I've been putting down. I put down many Hebrew Israelite. This is their mindset. We put them down. That's what they did in the three parts. That's what they did during the Inquisition. That's what they did when they came over to the fourth part. This is what they've been doing. They've been doing it, and they couldn't. After they couldn't do it no longer with the sword, they did it with the mentally. That's a spiritual warfare. That's a spiritual warfare. Mental anguish, fear, spiritual warfare. They run around talking about the devil, the devil, the devil. What they don't even understand is the devil is them. The devil is the human. The human does things based on spirit, good or bad. Psychologically, this is called, or in the Gentile world, this is called bipolarism. So you can look and see that these people are bipolar. You know, when things was good, shit, couldn't nobody tell them different. Their 80-year-old mamas and grandparents, you couldn't tell them nothing. I talked to my dad, and he was like, yeah, you know, our people couldn't even walk on our brethren. My father and my grandfather and my great-grandfather and my great-great-grandfather could not walk on the same street as white people, so-called. They couldn't eyeball, they couldn't look at them, they couldn't. And somehow, this is righteous. And then they be walking to church, to their abominable church, thinking of ways of how to eat a brother, how to hang a brother, how to slice and dice a brother, how to rape a child, girl, boy, a woman, how to steal, how to kill. And all of a sudden, now today, when that truth comes out, it comes out like a double-edged sword. Double-edged because as it cuts the first time, as you slice that one thing, going from right to left, and you come back, they cut you again. Just they're getting cut. That's why I'm watching them. I'm being very observant because, you know, now I'm working downtown, which they call uptown in North Carolina, in Charlotte. So I'm working downtown. And let me tell you something, everybody looks alike. Every one of them look alike. The brethren are the only ones that's sticking out, and sisters, right? The brethren, our people are the only ones that's sticking out. Colorful, smiles, good dispositions, stylish, communicating to each other. It's amazing to watch. A brother came to me and he was like, he complimented me on what I had on, and I said, "Thank you, brother. You look nice too. All good." He got in the other elevator. I got in the other elevator, and as I got in the elevator, because we were in a group, but not. I wasn't in a group. I was by myself. He was by himself, and we had a conversation in passing quickly. But when I got in the elevator, I was in this group of folks, and they just started eyeballing me. And I sensed their spirit go, man, what's that about? He does. I mean, I like that. What? You know what I'm saying? Like, now we get to sense, like, our spidey senses have tingled. Like, we are on top of this. Like, this is such a phenomenal time to be a Negro. Do not take that for granted. Do not take the time, this time of greatness of us, of our people, of us individuals, for granted. Don't get caught up in the ego of that. Understand it to be just what it is. And exchange a situation. And exchange a situation. Apologize. I put some lotion on. An exchange a situation has occurred. And it's a strange phenomenon amongst the herd of heathens. Strange. They're like, I don't know what's going on, but these niggas, something happened. Something has happened. And we're just going on. We look to them like they look to us. Laissez-faire, right? Free. That is huge. They've never seen us free. You know, they talk, oh, I got black friends. But they never seen us free. Free to be you and me, where we can communicate even amongst them separately. That's why they were killing us in the past, because they were like, we don't know what these niggas is talking about. These niggas, I mean, these niggas can't get together. I mean, we can't have these niggas together. I mean, they got to kill them all. I mean, that's the Inquisition. We can't have these people doing what they doing, because if they do what they doing, shoot, we can't do nothing for. We can't do nothing against them. This is why we know today who we are. Now, we don't know what tribe specifically we are from. We have some idea. And, you know, everybody want to be from Judah. Nobody want to be from Ephraim. Nobody wants to be from Manasseh. See, everybody want to be Judah. But at the end of the day, it don't even matter. I just want to be in the kingdom.
Me too, bro.
Yeah, I want to be in the kingdom to come. I want to be in a righteous world. That's why this is all changed, because we woke up and we said we want to be in a righteous world, because we've never had that before. But to them, their world was righteous for them. It was. They do whatever they wanted to do, how they wanted to do it. We're the ones that were the butt. We were the ones that were getting crushed, stomped, stepped over, and them looking at us like those degenerate Negroes, those degenerate Israelites. Because of course they knew who we were. They couldn't tell us who we were. And they still didn't. And now here we are. And we're not worrying about, some of us are not worrying about letting it be known. See, that's the thing. Like, we're not supposed to be out here pontificating in the streets, out here, you know, browbeating, cutting these people, telling them who we are, not, you know, running around in all purple, looking all dapper. Like this is the way. We're not supposed to do that. That's a mark on us. The Father is when the time comes for that to occur, we'll be in the kingdom come. We'll be there, or en route, in close proximity. Right now, we haven't even gotten to the total ass whipping destruction of the nations yet. So there's still much to do. There's still much to do. But we can only do what the Father wills us to do. Like if we're doing things outside of the will of the Father, then we're going to be punished for that. Mm-hmm. That's why I always say, he said, let me get it. Let me just get it. I mean, because everybody, everybody gloss over this too. Everybody. First Peter 4:8-19. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? See, that in itself is where we at. Wherefore let them that suffer according to the will of our Elohim commit the keeping of their souls to him in well-doing, as unto a faithful creator. Well-doing. Not, I got faith. I love Jesus. No, well, you got to be doing something in his will. Let me read that again. And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? So, who cares? They are of no consequence in our walk. Now, like I said, the books have to be opened. The documentation has to be open. Things have to be revealed. Okay? So as it's being revealed, they have to be judged on that. But as it's revealed, we can't be judging them. This is the Father's judgment, his recompense. We are just the clerks of the court. He says, hey, go bring this to remembrance. He says, I'm going to bring this to remembrance. So you bring this to remembrance. You bring that to remembrance. And the heathens like, wait. Wait, there's more. There's more.
There's much more.
Yeah, there's more. Hold on. Go bring that to remembrance. This is the Father, the judge. We're not judging them, but if we turn around and open the books and go, yeah, they should be, the Father judges us. That's why he's saying, and if the righteous scarcely be saved, because we can't get in our own ego against them. They are literally of no consequence. Literally like a spittle. He told us that. So what do we fight? We fight against principalities in high government places and high places. So yes, we have to fight against their churches, their doctrines. We have to fight against their beliefs, their poor understanding. We have to fight against their materialism, their capitalism. We have to fight against these things. And that doesn't mean we have to pick up our sword and start fighting. No, that means we have to fight our own desires against these things. That's what this is fighting. And see, and again, when you read for understanding and overstanding and understanding, you have to understand that the fight has always been our spirit versus the world's spirit. And we can be overcome, as we have been, when they separate us. When they separate us. When the Father separates us, he separates us as a collective. When they separate us as the individual. Need some water. That's why we're coming back together. That's why, as we are being separated spiritually, we are being reconnected physically. I mean, you know, this YouTube community is vast, and you know, I feel like I know a lot of people on it. You know, I never seen them, I've never spoken to them, but based on their walk and the communication via chat and some comments, you know, I feel like we're connected. I feel like that's a whole. I can feel the energy of the collective. I can feel that. You know, and that's a new thing. That's a new phenomenon for all of us. Because I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, I keep saying, you know, these people, these nations always want to dismiss what we're saying. And as they dismiss it, we still say it. And as we keep saying it, what does that do? That manifests it. They don't understand the manifestation of our people. When they had us in fear, all we were trying to manifest was how to be safe, how to stay out of trouble, you know, how to be on par with them, how to gain in their world. That's what we were manifesting, and the Father gave that to us for a time. Now our manifestations is the kingdom to come. And how does the kingdom come but through us? Because the temple is in us.
Oh my God, it's confirmation.
That's why over the last few years they've been talking about, oh yeah, you know, especially the issues. Oh, the Messiah, our Messiah is back. Really? Where's he now? Where is he? Oh, they're gonna build the, you know, no. Oh, the red heifer's been found. Where is he? This red heifer? Oh, the temple. They're about to build a temple. Where is this
We are the temple.
How you gonna build? How ish are you gonna build a temple and you are boosted up? I mean, you can't even make this up. How are you gonna pick up a shovel? How are you gonna build the temple of the Father of the universe, the Most High, the Elohim, Yahuwah? How are you going to do that if you are boosted up? Your temple is filthy. How you gonna do it? I'm interested to see you do it. Matter of fact, why don't you do it now? Because why not now? All hell's breaking loose. Wouldn't this be a perfect time for you to have your little red heifer, sacrifice it, have your little Messiah with his reading glasses, with his glasses on, come out and, you know, ordain you all to build this third temple? Why not do it now? It's a perfect time. It's a perfect storm. It's a brewing. It's ready. It's needed. The temple is needed. Why don't you build it? And hey, you Christian Catholics, why don't you guys call upon your Jesus, your earth pig, and have him save you from this? Go ahead and rapture you out. Take you away from this. Why don't you do it? This is the perfect time. This is the perfect time for Hindus. Why don't you guys get on Sheba and Shaba, and go ahead and get them to get it to do whatever it's supposed to do. And you know, you Asian, you Mongoloid, you Mongol fools over there, foolish nations, why don't you guys call on Buddha? This is the time for the nations to put up or shut up.
Right, bro. Every single one of the religions came from Satan.
Put up.
Every single one.
Move.
Every single one.
Itches, get out the way.
It ain't the real.
Why are you stopping our ascension? I mean, that's, you know, and the funny thing is that we have to be humbled enough to not browbeat these people who are hanging on us to keep us down. We just have to push them out. We just have to move them out of the way and keep it moving. Matter of fact, what I do and what I think in terms of how it's been shown to me is for me to dismiss them, dismiss their logic. I'm a conspiracy theorist. Okay, well, good. How's that working out for you? Jesus did the, okay, listen, I'm not mad at you and your Jesus. Do you and your Jesus over yonder. I'm not involved with that. That's fine, though. I'm not here to say you have to believe what I believe. If not, I'll cut you down like a dog. That's not who I did. That's not me. I don't have any power. That's the thing. I don't have, the Negro has no power to do the things that was done to us, to them.
Right.
That's why we just move out the way. We are the matador. They come running up here like a bull. We ole out the way. Here they come with their logic. Ole out the way. Here they come with the white Jesus. Out the way. Ole. And then we step out the way and let our Father put them swords to them. Cut them. The more we step out the way and don't engage their folly, the more. And it's funny because brothers, see what's happening is brothers and sisters in our walk are speaking directly to brothers and sisters. Brothers and sisters in this walk is speaking directly to brothers and sisters. So our communication is to brothers and sisters. Now, if that is a cleaving Gentile, or who has in their heart, in their spirit, have said they want to be part of Israel, then we're speaking to them in a righteous way. But we're speaking to them we're speaking to our nation or the Negroes in a righteous way, so that as we do this, it convicts the nations. It convicts them. And you got some Negroes out here who's like, yo, you got to do this, you got to do that. If you don't do it this way, then you're going off. See, no, man. No, sister. No, brother. That's not how this works anymore. That is a Christian ideology, to be led by a man. Now we get to be led by the Spirit, the righteous Spirit, Yahusha.
Exactly.
That's all it's about now. We're in the third phase of this world's condemnation. We're in the third phase. And in the third phase, those that can cleave to the Spirit connects to the Spirit and gains the download and gets the reward. Meaning we don't have to be led by a person anymore. Now we can get confirmation from each other. We can get, revelations from each other. We can get wisdom from each other. We can get proper righteous acts from each other. But we don't have to be led by each other. The Spirit's doing just fine. The Spirit woke up. Ain't nobody wake up on their own. Ain't nobody go, you know what, shoot, I'm gonna wake up now and I know who I am. Didn't nobody do that. Nobody. I don't care who. Well, I'll woke my nigga, please. You lying. Because the Spirit woke you up.
Exactly.
So if the Spirit woke you up, let the Spirit lead you. Why do I need to be led? Why do you need to be led? Why do we need to be led by a being, a person, a physical person? That's what I was trying to expound on last week, but my mic was off. I didn't do the mic right for the first part of my lesson, and it came out all garbly goop, and I chose to put on the second half of it and just put it on because it was a positive word. It was a positive word. The Father, but it was. And the funny thing about last week was the Father said, "Yes, do it this way," and I said, "Okay," and I did it, and I looked at it, and I said, "That's not right. I'm gonna do it. I gotta do this." And then finally, halfway through, the Spirit said, "Take that off." So I took it off, and I was like, hopefully that's right. And I started, and it was right. And I should have done it from the get-go, but I didn't. I did that. That, you know, but I was told to do it the other way. I didn't do it. So the first half of my lesson was not audible. So that's why that was that way. The week before, I was trying to put on, you know, a little music because this is where we are. The choice is yours. You know, you don't have to. You have the choice to choose. You have the free will. We have free will. See, the Gentiles don't want you to have free will because they think if you have free will, you won't choose them. So they mock free will. You don't need no free will. Ain't no free will. But free will to what? To kill? Because that's their mindset.
Right.
What we're saying is free will to love the Father.
Right.
To love our Elohim. That's our free will. Pharaoh, let my people go so that they may go and worship their Elohim.
Right.
But what did the Gentiles do? They wrote, "Oh, just let my people go, Pharaoh." As if there was no reason to gain free will. It was just a haphazard free will. I just want let my people, Moshe, let my people go, Pharaoh. Pharaoh's like, what? Why would I let your people go? Just let my people go. But they never finished that. Let my people go so that they can worship their Elohim. Now that makes sense. Again, this is all common sense. This is how the Spirit works. The Spirit works in common sense. Just like the righteousness of Solomon. And this just came to my mind, but I was talking to my brother the other day about this, and this is what came to my mind. When Solomon sat there and listened to those two women argue about whose baby it was, and the one woman, he probably already knew innately, spiritually, that the one woman was a liar, but he let it play out, and he then came to the recollection of, from the Spirit, this is the righteous thing to do, cut the baby in half. In his mind, he said, if I do this thing, and if I say this thing, then that will show me who is who. This is how the Father works, just like today. He said, if I show you this thing, if I wake you up, then you will know who is who. But the heathens and the Gentiles, they don't want to be woken up. I'm happy just where I'm at. I don't want to know who's who. I'm good with knowing that these Negroes is Negroes and me being a European. I'm good with that. But wait, the Negro's not good with that. I don't care about what the Negro's do. There you go. Then that's the woman who said, cut it in half. Cut that baby in half. This is what the nations are. That is the prime example of what the nations are. Cut it in half. Cut it asunder. Kill it before it grows. Kill it before it grows. So what? He had to shoot the sheriff. This is what we are. We are shooting the sheriff. We are winning the war, family. We're winning the war. Don't think for a second that we lose, and don't even. The moment you believe that we are losing, you lost. Because we ain't losing.
We're not losing.
This is not even. And maybe we don't. You know, I'm gonna use the MLK. Maybe we all don't get to the promised land. Okay? but we still in the war. We still will win the war. Maybe we don't see it physically, but in the spirit, we will be in the kingdom with a new body. So just know that we win in this war. This war, as a matter of fact, the war was already won, and the war was set up for us to win. It may have seemed drab for a hot sec, because we had to go through some beatdown. We had to lose some battles. We had to lose some major battles, matter of fact. We had to let the principalities, the Father had to allow the principalities to believe that they were winning. So when he put in his last charge, which is the awakening, he's gonna have them push back. He's gonna have them push back. It's just like they did to those Germans. They the Russians was coming from the east. The Americans and the French and the English were coming from the west. Had them cornered on all fronts. This is where we are. We got them cornered on all fronts. They can't do nothing. They can't say nothing. They can no longer be. This is where we're at. They can no longer be. Their spirits are vexed. And every book is saying so. We didn't even have books. That's the other thing. We didn't even have no books. We had scrolls.
Exactly.
There was no books.
Yes.
That is a heathen, and they did that because they wanted to control the knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So as people were coming in with scrolls, they were going, all right, I'm taking that. And they went in there and they started compiling them in their little dirty, stank Vatican, hiding everything in there. I'm sure all of our scrolls is in there. All of them.
Yep.
The ones that they could get without burning, and they probably even got copies of those from ancient times, or from medieval times, I should say, of ancient works, of our ancient works. I'm sure of it. Like that resonates in my spirit as a absolute. And they're perplexed. How do these niggas know this? And they keep lying. They keep lying. That's why they're being plagued. That's why they're being struck down. The physical beauty, the sorcery of their beauty is waning. Their music, they're giving all they can in their music, but it's gone. Their voices are gone. The songs are gone. The creativity is gone. That's why they having those people on strike over there in Hollywood. They're all on strike. Their creativity is gone. They want to say, well, we want to get paid more. No, it's because there is no more creativity out of you. So Hollywood was like, yo, you ain't giving me nothing new. There's nothing new. And they're like, well, we need to get paid more. That's an absolute. We know that. That's why they striking. That's why they coming back. That's why they bringing back these ridiculous old shows. Airing reruns. Because they trying to keep their status up. Old man Joe looking like hell rolled over. Pelosi, all these old baby boomers, Caucasian baby boomers, these baby boomers in leadership, not our people, not our baby boomers, not our boomers. No, not ours. Ours, look at us. Look at our boomers. They look like they 60, 50. We're talking about their boomers. Their boomers are the root cause of their demise today. Because their boomers could have sorted this out. They could have, when they were kids, they could have said, nah, we're not going to permeate and perpetuate racism we're not going to maintain the power structure of racism and hatred against the Negro. They could have done that then. They didn't. Matter of fact, they went all in. They went all in. Hate them niggas. Hate them. And now, look at them. They're struggling. I'm watching them. And, you know, it's sad. It's a sad state of affairs. You know? It really is. Because if you look at the American boomer, we ain't even talking about the European boomer or the North African boomer or the Asian boomer. We're talking about just the American boomer. They're struggling. And I'm sure if we really take a deep, not even a deep, but, you know, a 3-foot pool dive into the shallow water of the boomers around the world, you'll see that they all are struggling. If they either struggling physically with an ailment or they're struggling mentally with an ailment. And those that aren't are not really connected to these boomers of that time. They were maybe the ones that went against those boomers. Still alive. You know? I mean, we're seeing the fall of the revived Roman Empire.
Exactly.
And it's a marvelous thing.
It is.
This is why why it's happening, because we get to see it. We have manifested it. Our spirit, our ancestors, our forefathers, the spirits that were destroyed in righteousness, they are all here in us, saying, the altar of the Father. This is the earth is under the altar of the heavens.
Right.
So all the spirits in us, outside of us, around us, is screaming for justice. That's what these people, this is what the world has not understood.
And they don't care about us, bro. Many of you don't care about us.
Inequality. We don't care about that. We don't care about, being on par with them anymore. That was my father's generation. What we care about is straight up, straight down justice. That's it. Just us. Justice.
Freedom and happiness.
That's why I was talking about the 4 horsemen, because that's what I was given. And I know some people may think differently. Okay, it's fair, what have you. But at the end of the day, if we just look at how things are playing out, the black horse is us. Yeah. All the other horses have been white, pale, and red. Mm-hmm. And there's only one horse that's black. That's bringing, and all the other horses, bro, we're bringing death, destruction, the sword.
And we're bringing balance.
Conquering. And the black horse is bringing justice.
Mm-hmm. Justice and balance.
Balance. You can't even make this up.
Right.
But of course they took it out of order, and I read that.
Of course, bro, and that's more confirmation.
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna read it one more time. Wow. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing for time's sake, but I'm gonna read just one thing on it, because this gets overlooked. It's overlooked because again. So we're talking about the horses right quick, and I'm going to end with this, not to keep everybody long, because I know everybody we talk too much. But nevertheless, this is all I got to say.
Oh no, I like his long videos, bro. I like them.
Okay, so okay, so Revelation 6, 1 through 5 is all about 3 beasts. Okay, 3 beasts. You got the white beast. I'm sorry, 3 horse. The 3 horse. The 3 horses, but the 3 beasts. Okay, so you got the white horse.
Mm-hmm. Conquest.
the white horse and one of the beasts. Okay, the first beast and the first horse, the white horse. Then, let me read. And I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the four beasts saying, "Come and see." One of the four. Okay, and I saw and beheld a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering and to conquer. Again, Alexander the Great. And when he had opened the second seal, I heard the second beast say, "Come and see." And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. And there was given unto him a great sword. There's your papacy, your dumb diverses, your manifest destiny, okay? And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, "Come and see." And behold, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst. Now watch this. This is the key. Because we just finished talking about
the red horse.
3. Now it says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say. Because when you go back up here, where is that?
They switched it around, bro.
One, so we're talking about as it were in the very first one, and I saw the Lamb open one of the seals, and I heard as it were the noise of thunder, one of the 4 beasts saying, okay? Then it comes down to 6, because now we're going one of the 4 beasts, talking about 1, 2, and 3 horses, and 1, 2, and 3 beasts. Then it says, and I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts say, "A measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou not hurt the oil and the wine."
Exactly.
And when he had opened the 4th seal, I heard the voice of the 4th beast say, "Come and see." See, that kind of doesn't equate to a proper order. It's out of order. And again, out of order is synonymous with the heathen and the Gentiles. And I know some people be like, "You're crazy, I know what you're talking about." But this is just what keeps coming to me.
Right.
This out of orderness.
They got the pale
with
horse
these heathens
last, bro.
and these Gentiles.
Like the pale horse ain't last.
They even showed in their revelation, because this is showing the from the perspective of the wicked, not the righteous, the wicked. So they even in their pontification of their revelation still were out of order. I know some people say, no, that ain't true. I know that it's different. It's fair. I get it. I'm not even tripping on that. I'm just tripping on the fact that there's 3 horses that are pale, white, and red, and there's 1 horse that's black. And now today, we Negroes who are supposed called black are bringing balance and bringing justice. That's a magnificent thing.
Right.
And there's going to be no other horse. There ain't going to be no pale horse after
We're at
this.
the end. We don't care what people want to believe.
There ain't going to be no pale horse coming with the sword. After you bring justice, after justice and balance comes, why would there be another horse that's coming to do, what did it say? To give it. Why would, that doesn't even make sense. Why would the Father give, after he's brought justice and balance to his creation, then give the sword so that they can, what did it say?
Oh my gosh,
and I looked, and behold, a pale horse, and his name that sat on him was Death, and hell followed with him, and power was given unto them over the 4th part of the earth to kill with sword and with hunger and with death.
They did that, bro. They already did that.
That's already happened.
Yes, bro. Yes.
Why would he? It's out of order. You can't tell me any different, but I respect everyone's thought processes, because I just do. I mean, if that's how you feel, I mean, why not? Let it be how you need it to be, and we'll just see how it all shakes out at the end. But that's it. That's all I got. That is the lesson of the day. It is, where is Ish? Why is the heathens? Why do what is it?
The heathen rages against their own machine. That's why the Father said that when his kingdom is divided, it cannot stand. When the kingdom is divided, it cannot stand. Let me get that scripture right quick. The house divided against itself cannot stand. Let's see. Hold on. It's gonna be brought to desolation, bruh. Yes, it will. Indeed, indeed. This is the end of white supremacy, bruh. It's the end of it. And the headquarters was right over here in the United States corporation that was built on top of our land. Alright? The corporation, the system itself that was built on top of our land is racist, okay? So all of you people that support this, you support the United States government, you support this system, and all of these things that was set up on indigenous land, our land, my land, like you are a partaker, and you have been a partaker. This is what you have to repent of. Come out of her, my people. Now, Matthew 12:25. And Jesus knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Okay? If Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand? See? That's what it like, bro. They are fighting amongst themselves. Okay? This is prophecy. They are gonna go to war. Mark 3:25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Alright? That's not necessarily a precept. It's just these people, man, I'm not even trying to get into it, bro. They put the same thing in several different passages, like Matthew and then Mark. You know, they got them saying the same thing, okay? Like, bro, that was their way of hiding a lot of the teachings of the Messiah, okay? Like, they just repeated things, alright? You know, to take up space, because they really wanted to just give you Paul, but they had to give you some of the Messiah, so, you know. And I'm waiting for my smokes, bruh. Yesterday was the first day I went without having smokes, man. It really freaking sucked, you know. I was able to make me one cigarette with a tube, and then I had a paper. I think I rolled me 2 cigarettes yesterday. So in actuality, I had 3, but 2 of them I had to make do with rolling it up. Today, I think I have 1 paper left. My tobacco is supposed to be arriving sometime today. They say by 9 p.m. But bro, I really hope it be before then. Oh my gosh, bro. Man, it's really crazy. Really crazy. But I only have 1. Like, only have 1 paper, bro. And I really would like a cigarette. So I just been babysitting my bowl and just taking a little tug off of my bowl, you know, every now and then, to try to take the edge off. But other than that, bro, all praise to the Most High for another day, waking me up, giving me the breath of life, allowing it to continue to flow through my lungs, and as I gave him praise before I even got out of bed and seen that I still had internet, Gave him more praise, for another day to be able to get out these messages, bro, because these things are important. I was listening to my bro Morel. The heathens' rage is against their own machine, bro. Many of the things that he said in this audio, in this podcast, is confirmation. Is confirmation to a lot of the things that the Father has been having me bring out, bro. And that's just real. That being said, bro, this is already long enough. Because we did that review kind of with Morel. And, so I don't really have much left to say. I mean, I do, but like I said, I don't want it long. So, shalom.